I've covered many disturbing doorbell camera videos over the years, and I've never seen anything like this. You're about to witness one of the most bizarre things ever caught on Ring camera. Take a look.
Hi there, can you open this door, please?
For what?
I just want to make sure that everything's okay. There seems to be something going on.
What do you mean?
I don't know, I just figured I'd check on something.
I don't know what you want, man. Get out of my house.
Open this door. Where's your daughter, man? Where's your daughter, man?
What are you talking about?
Where's your daughter? Who's in there with you?
Bro, if you don't leave...
Open this door, I'm breaking it down. You understand me?
Leave my house. You don't...
Are you okay? Is everyone in this house okay?
What? Everyone's okay. What do you want? Can you leave my house, please?
Can you open the door, please?
You have nothing to do with my house. Can you leave my house?
You know what my name is?
I don't know who you are. You don't belong to this neighborhood. That's for sure.
This is my neighborhood, though.
Yeah, I live there. I don't know you.
My name is Harry Dresden, motherfucker. Open the door. This is my neighborhood. Open the door. No, or I will you. Do you understand me?
A man appeared at a homeowner store identifying himself as Harry Dresden. He's not Harry Dresden. His real name is Jason Thomas Nichols. The homeowner remained calm throughout the encounter. The incident involved a physical assault at the door, which is reflected in the charges that followed. Nichols was charged with assault with a deadly weapon, burglary, and vandalism, among other charges. The charges listed represent a partial accounting, not a complete list. Bail was set at $35,000. Was I lying? Was that not one of the craziest doorbell videos you've ever seen? A parasocial relationship is a one-sided emotional connection directed toward a person who has no awareness of the other individual's existence. The person forming the connection may develop genuine emotional investment, including concern, affection, or attachment towards someone who does not know they exist. A delusion, separately defined, is a fixed, false belief that stands in contradiction to reality. Its defining characteristic is resistance to correction. Contrary evidence does not revise the belief, but is instead rejected or reinterpreted in ways that preserve it. Lauren Ambrose is 31 years old, from Wisconsin, and described as a disabled woman. She posts content and goes live on TikTok. At first consideration, her page presents as ordinary, a woman making videos and streaming for an audience.
Parker, did you get jealous with all these guys I was hanging around with? You seem jealous. I'm not Delulu.
Beginning around 2024, Lauren developed an intense fixation on a TikTok creator named Parker Lanosa. Parker is based in Florida and is a creator whose content follows standard influencer formats: thirst traps, skits, and story times posted to his platform audience. Lauren made duet videos featuring Parker's content and discussed him at length during her live streams.
In Miami, after we had dinner at Komodo, Joey had us waiting outside the VIP section at 11, 10 minutes. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. And guess what? No VIP. I was recently diagnosed with this thing called BBS syndrome, which is crazy because you get it when you either have tattoos or light eyes and long hair and stuff like that. Usually, typically, if you wear a backwards hat.
Online trolls observed this behavior and created fake accounts impersonating Parker, specifically targeting Lauren because of the fixation she had displayed publicly on the platform. Those accounts joined her live streams. Lauren believed she was communicating with Parker himself.
You just wilding out.
I just like guys with muscles, and you're the one that has muscles, just like Parker. You and Parker both have muscles. I like that in a guy.
Okay. Wisconsin. Appreciate the cap.
Parker's here. Parker's in my live right now.
Anna, you know ain't no season over there in Wisconsin.
Parker said I'm back, baby. Yeah.
Parker on your live. Hey, Parker.
The one that's number one.
That's not the real Parker. I know I'm friends with the real Parker. The real Parker. We friends on my twin page. On my twin account, we friends. Like, we used to battle each other back in a couple years ago, but he blew up. Me and my twin, we took a break.
It could be a secret account.
I don't know. But I know his official account. We friends on it. We friends on the official account.
Parker, do you remember him? You used to battle with him before.
That's not the real Parker. Don't get catfish. Don't get catfish now.
He said yes.
That's not the real Parker. Who are you talking to right now?
Yes, it is. Yeah, so, Parker, do you want to exchange phone numbers so we can talk? You can message me your phone number on TikTok, and I'll message you mine.
When viewers in the chat identified the accounts as fake, Lauren rejected this. She stated that she actually knew the real Parker. She further maintained that they had spoken before, presenting this as a basis for her certainty. During one live stream in front of her audience, she asked one of the fake accounts whether they wanted to exchange phone numbers so they could communicate privately. Lauren made a public announcement during a TikTok live that she had purchased a plane ticket to Florida. She stated she planned to stay for 1 week. She also stated that Parker would pick her up at the airport when she arrived. Parker had no knowledge of this plan.
Guys, I've already packed my suitcase, guys. Literally packed my suitcase. It's definitely all ready to go. I already found a cheap airline ticket for $600. So I'll be there for a week. And what are you gonna do in Florida? I'm gonna go visit my man. That's what I'm gonna do.
Lauren's grandmother drove her toward the airport. During the journey, her grandmother expressed skepticism about the identity of the account Lauren had been communicating with, stating it was likely a troll. Her grandmother also warned Lauren directly that people online were making fun of her and that she was being set up. While in the vehicle en route to the airport, Lauren responded by yelling at her grandmother. The trip was ultimately canceled.
Grandma, I have Reddit on my phone. The Reddit is the Lauren Snark page. I already have it on my Reddit.
And do you ever look at it?
Yes, I do. I do look at it.
People are making fun of you on it.
I already know that. Why do you keep saying that people are making fun of me? I already know that, okay? Can you stop repeating that?
Why? And so they're waiting to see you arrive in Florida, and there's nothing hands.
Parker addressed the situation on one of his own TikTok live streams. He stated he had never spoken to Lauren. He confirmed that trolls had been impersonating him to provoke her reactions. He said he felt bad for Lauren because people were feeding rather than stopping the situation.
Some weird that people like put me together with a girl that I never even talked to a day in my damn life, and like it's so weird. You guys think it's funny, like you guys are laughing in the chat. It's so weird, bro.
Why are you letting it get to you?
Because, bro, they're flooding my chat. Oh, you guys are going. Lauren
is flying out to you tomorrow, they said. Lauren is flying to you tomorrow.
Dawson in the building. Dawson, I appreciate it. She's coming to visit you, bro. I'm already dealing with this 4 times. I'm not dealing with this shit.
Lauren's coming to visit you tomorrow? The redhead girl?
Can my mod put airport, Lauren, or anything? Mute that word. Fuck, bro. Allison, I'm tired of it. No, it's been too much. Like It's honestly sad, bro. No, you guys know what you're doing. I feel bad for her because she's a disabled girl and you guys are egging it on, laughing at her, and the people behind it are sick as because you guys are making fun of a disabled girl.
Well, maybe you should talk to Lauren.
I already did. I already talked this. It's been going on for over a year, but the people that are doing that are so weird and disgusting. For you guys to even laugh at that, disgusting. To egg on someone who's disabled, that's not funny. And I hope you guys, there's a special place in hell for people like you guys to do that. It's not funny.
Parker stated it was disgusting that people were encouraging a disabled woman's delusion, directing his criticism both at those doing the impersonating and at the audience encouraging the behavior rather than intervening. After Parker's statement, Lauren continued discussing him online. She created an AI-generated image of herself and Parker together and set it as her TikTok profile picture. Lauren dated a man named Antoine. The relationship lasted approximately 1 week. During that relationship, in a live stream, Lauren stated she liked Parker more than Antoine.
They both like Parker more than each other.
Mom too. Thank you.
You like each other?
Yeah, but we like Parker more than each other.
Oh.
A new TikTok.
But like right now, what is he doing? Because if he's out and about, or if it can't be him. I'm not trying to say that either. I don't want you to message him. You better not message that account, because we know.
Oh, I'm messaging that account.
Message that account.
I'm going to message that account.
And you're gonna say what?
I'm gonna say hi, future husband.
She ended the relationship with Antoine in favor of what turned out to be a fake Parker account. She subsequently realized she had been deceived by a troll. These were two sequential events, the ending of the relationship followed by the realization of the deception. 2 days after ending the relationship, Lauren attempted to reconcile with Antoine. She told him she had been catfished.
Yeah, Antoine.
What?
I kind of want to get back together with you. I actually did fall for fake Parker. That wasn't the real Parker. If you want to get back together with me, you can.
Antoine sat in silence during the reconciliation attempt and did not respond. Lauren separately described a new relationship with another man. Her basis for characterizing it as a committed relationship was a single phone call during which the man used the word babe once. She presented that one instance as sufficient evidence they were together. The man stopped all contact the following day. Lauren appeared on a live stream crying about this. Lauren also directed repeated requests at a TikTok creator named Jake during a live stream, insisting on multiple occasions that they should go on a date together. Jake appeared visibly uncomfortable throughout the exchange.
Maybe sometime me and you could go out.
I tried to defend you, Eli. What is this?
No, I know. Oh,
okay.
Yeah, I spoke too soon.
What was that? What was that?
I said I spoke too soon.
Enough, guys. What's going on? Haley, get over here and run some points up.
Natanya said kick rocks.
I think these are your two biggest.
I hope both sides of your pillow is warm.
Becca, I asked Jake if he wanted to go out with me, and he said yes.
Where are you?
Guys, double tap. Guys, we can't lose right now. Let's go. 3 people, 3 roses. Let's go.
Guys, go.
Ricardo, we need your help, bro. Logan, definitely Andrew Garfield. 100%.
Loves
Jake, some of my people didn't hear you when you confirmed the date.
Yeah, we're all gonna go out and hang out and shit.
Okay.
Right.
Mel is my icon. Oh,
you should come to Wisconsin.
Wisconsin?
Yeah, that's where I live.
Wait, where's Wisconsin again? That's like East Coast-ish, right?
Learn your geography. Step it up. Let's go.
No, it's in the Midwest.
It's in the middle? Oh.
Guys, Lauren is
Near
cooking
Michigan
right now.
Like right near Lake Michigan.
Got you. Oh, Lake Michigan?
Yeah.
I'm trying, Alex. I'm trying. Ricardo, help, please.
Is Ricardo in this?
I think this is hilarious. They're losing to us. I love it.
Many of the people interacting with Lauren during this period were not engaging sincerely. They were observing and encouraging the situation, laughing at what was unfolding and actively feeding it rather than disengaging. Parker's statement addressed this directly. He described it as disgusting that people were encouraging a disabled woman's delusion, identifying the audience's behavior as a driver of the situation rather than a passive observation of it. Lauren has continued to discuss Parker online following these events. She continues to appear to believe their connection is real. What do you think about this? Let me know in the comments, and while you're doing that, let's dive into this next clip. In January 2026, a solo hiker set out on a remote forest trail. He was alone and carrying no visible protection or safety gear. As he moved along the trail, he was using his phone to record the scenery, a routine activity for many hikers in that kind of setting. The trail was narrow, with brush closing in on both sides. The hiker had no safety gear and no visible deterrents, no bear spray, no noise device, nothing designed for a wildlife encounter.
I'm going away. I'm going away. I'm going away. I'm not gonna promise. I'm not gonna. Hey, I'm not gonna bug you. I'm going away. I'm not gonna bug you. I promise. I'm just going away. I'm going away. I promise I'm not gonna bug you. I'm going away. I promise. I swear. I'm going away. I'm not gonna bug you. I'm going away. I'm going away. Very slowly, very calmly. I'm going away. I won't bug you. I'm going away. I'm going away. Very slowly. I'm going away. I'm going away. I'm going away. I'm not gonna bug you. I'm going away. I'm going away. I'm not gonna bug you. I'm going away.
A mountain lion appeared on the trail ahead of him. The hiker began slowly backing away. The lion did not charge outright. It stayed close, maintaining proximity as the hiker moved. It made short forward movements in his direction. It hissed. It lifted its paws. Each of these behaviors occurred in sequence as the encounter continued. Wildlife experts describe these behaviors as bluff charges, actions intended to intimidate rather than to immediately attack. The distinction experts draw is between intimidation behavior and a committed attack. The animal was not closing to attack. It was testing the encounter and signaling a threat. Bluff charges are a documented behavior in mountain lions encountering humans, typically used to assess or displace a perceived threat without initiating direct physical contact. The hiker continued backing away. He did not run. He did not turn his back on the animal. He did not make aggressive movements. He maintained that response throughout the encounter and eventually exited the trail safely. He was not injured. The animal was not injured. No further encounters were reported that day. Remote forest terrain at this time is documented habitat for mountain lion activity, and encounters of this kind are not anomalous in such areas. The footage was first shared on TikTok in February 2026. It subsequently spread across other social media platforms. No official updates about the hiker were made public following the spread of the footage. No statement from wildlife officials was issued in connection with the clip. On March 22, 2026, an Air Canada regional jet collided with a fire truck during landing at LaGuardia Airport in New York. The aircraft had departed from Montreal carrying 72 passengers and 4 crew members. The collision left dozens injured. The captain and first officer were both killed. Runway incursion events in which an aircraft and a ground vehicle occupy the same runway surface simultaneously represent one of the most serious categories of aviation safety incident. Audio from the air traffic control tower was subsequently released. It captures the exchange that took place during the collision.
Truck 1 and Company, LaGuardia Tower.
Truck 1 and Company.
Truck 1 and Company, LaGuardia Tower, requesting to cross 4 at Delta.
Truck 1 and Company, cross 4 at Delta.
Truck 1 and Company, crossing 4 at Delta.
Frontier 4195, just stop there, please. Stop, Truck 1, stop. Stop, Truck 1, stop. Stop, Truck 1, stop. Delta 2603, go around, runway heading 2000. Jet 646. Jet 646, I see you collide with a vehicle there, just hold position. I know you can't move. The vehicles are responding to you now.
Is the runway closed?
Delta 2603, go around, runway heading 2000.
Heading 2000, go around, Delta 2603.
LaGuardia Tower.
Truck 2, runway 4 is closed, correct?
Yes, go on to runway 4 now. Proceed on runway 4, you have access.
Tower, car 90, runway 422 is closed at this time.
90, roger.
LaGuardia Tower, vehicle 98.
98. Vehicle 98.
Vehicle 98, please show at this time. Runway 422 is closed. I repeat, runway 422 is closed at this time.
Tower, car 90, LaGuardia Airport is closed at this time.
Delta 2603, runway 3000, go to approach 20.8 now.
3000, over.
South 3988, cross 13 at Romeo, left at Papa. South 3988, cross 13 at Romeo, left at Papa.
We'll cross 13 on Romeo, left on Papa, Southwest, 3988.
2603, 20.8, they're looking for you.
Tower, car 90, to reiterate, LaGuardia Airport is closed at this time. No aircraft in or out.
Okay. Frontier 4195, you copy that? Alright, there's an incident on the field. We're closed right now. Just stand by. South 3988, proceed Bravo Kilo for lane 8. JetBlue 1199. Call us back in 10 minutes. There's been an incident on the field. The airport's closed right now.
At the time of this recording, an investigation remains underway to determine how runway coordination broke down. In Hai Duong, Vietnam, a container truck driver switched into the motorcycle lane to overtake another vehicle. In doing so, the truck struck a girl on a motorcycle and pinned her and the bike against the front of the vehicle. The driver did not notice and kept moving. The girl held onto the handlebars throughout. Motorcycle lanes in Vietnamese urban traffic separate smaller vehicles from larger ones. A container truck encroaching into that lane creates a significant asymmetric collision risk for any motorcycle in its path. A woman sweeping the sidewalk saw what was happening and waved the driver down with her broom. The truck stopped. The motorcyclist walked away unharmed. In Dalian, China, a concrete pump truck overturned at a construction site. Its boom struck 3 parked cars. A white car was missed by less than 1 meter. Concrete pump truck booms can extend significant distances from the vehicle's base, creating a wide impact radius when the truck loses stability. No injuries were reported. A man set out alone on a fishing trip in a small sailboat in open ocean off the coast of Western Australia. He was approximately 14 kilometers from shore at the time. Conditions at the time of departure were calm, with no indication of what would follow. After he had been out in the water, the wind began to intensify, a shift in conditions that developed after his departure. As the wind built, the waves grew larger and the sea state changed around the vessel. A powerful gust then struck the boat directly. The boat flipped completely, leaving the man in the open water. Without radio or any electronic distress equipment, his only option was to remain visible and wait for another vessel to pass within range. A solo sailor without radio equipment in open water has no reliable means of signaling distress beyond visual contact, making proximity to other vessels the primary factor in rescue outcome. He remained in the water alongside the overturned vessel during the drift period. Distance from shore, approximately 14 kilometers, meant that rescue depended entirely on another vessel passing within visual range. The Fish Tucker man crew were operating in the area and spotted him during that window.
Just get him. Around because of the wind. You going all right?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah, I noticed you. I'm like, what's going on? Go around the other side, James. All right, kill the engine. Here, mate. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You got a ladder? In the back? Okay, mate. Yeah, there's a ladder here. How long you been out here?
I was in the water body for 5 minutes.
5 minutes, okay. I noticed you there a while. What do you got here? Okay.
It's just empty.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, good man.
Are you there? Can I get in my bag?
Yeah, we'll get your stuff. Yeah. You're more important, but
yeah, it's my key in there.
Yeah, sure, mate. Yeah.
Police key in there.
Yeah. Oh, my name's Dom. Yeah. You have a seat, mate.
Oh, yes.
The crew identified him alongside the overturned boat and brought him aboard. He had been in the water for approximately 5 minutes at the time of the rescue. He was pulled to safety, but the individual in our next clip wasn't as lucky. On March 27, 2026, in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, a truck carrying a large steel plate had stopped behind a disabled vehicle. A garbage truck approaching from the opposite direction struck the exposed edge of the steel plate load. The steel plate came loose. The garbage truck driver died from his injuries. The worker standing beside the stopped truck was not struck. Unsecured or partially secured oversized loads on stationary vehicles create a collision hazard for oncoming traffic, as the load's profile may extend beyond the vehicle's standard footprint and remain difficult to detect until the point of impact. Heavy rain triggered a landslide that hit a driving vehicle in Idenjik, Turkey. The driver was treated for minor injuries. In Kudrovo, Russia, a car moved into an adjacent lane and triggered a chain reaction collision involving 5 vehicles in total. A single-lane departure in multi-lane traffic can initiate a sequence of impacts as each collision transfers force to the next vehicle. No injuries were confirmed. On April 16, 2005, the cruise ship Norwegian Dawn was approximately 100 miles off the coast of Georgia in the Atlantic Ocean, traveling from New York to the Bahamas with more than 2,000 passengers on board. The ship had been navigating through rough weather, but nothing in the initial sea state indicated what was about to occur. During the early morning hours, a series of massive waves struck the vessel. One wave was later estimated to reach up to 70 feet in height. Waves of that magnitude fall within the documented category of rogue or extreme waves, a phenomenon recognized in maritime science as distinct from standard storm swells. The impact struck the side of the ship with sufficient force to breach window glazing across multiple deck levels. The window failures were not isolated to a single area. Seawater entered passenger cabins across more than one deck.
What? No, I meant go on the TV. Wow, look at that.
Passengers were woken during the early morning hours by the sound of breaking glass and rushing water arriving without warning while they were asleep. Cabins flooded rapidly. The motion of the vessel combined with the incoming water caused personal belongings to shift and scatter across interior spaces. The flooding occurred while the ship continued to move through the storm, meaning conditions inside the cabins were affected by both the water and the vessel's ongoing motion. Passengers described climbing onto beds and furniture as the floors flooded around them.
I don't know, where do they go? Oh shit, it's leaking.
Oh, is the one where you?
It's from upstairs. It's no, it's just doors. Upstairs.
Oh, that's not good.
Crew members responded to the affected decks and worked to contain and drain the water. Each time the vessel rolled, water that had been directed toward drainage moved back across the deck, requiring the crew to work continuously against the ship's motion. Crew members operated throughout the affected areas under conditions that included active water movement, debris, and broken glass.
That's powerful wind.
Excuse me.
After an extended period of wave strikes and flooding conditions, the sea state improved and the vessel's motion stabilized. Once conditions allowed, passengers were able to leave their cabins and observe the damage to the exterior of the ship.
Whoa! That's a lot of ice.
Several passengers sustained injuries, primarily from broken glass and falls. No lives were lost. The ship reached port across a passenger complement of more than 2,000 people following a wave strike that breached windows across multiple decks. The confirmed absence of fatalities was the incident's final documented outcome. Images of the shattered cabin windows and water-filled interiors circulated publicly following the incident, documenting the scale of the damage to the ship's passenger areas. 2005 was my favorite childhood year. It's crazy to believe while I was playing and having fun, this was going on. It really puts things into perspective and reminds me I'm old as dirt. Anyways, next clip. On March 26, 2026, in Kafr Kazim, Israel, pedestrians in the area heard air raid sirens. Seconds later, a submunition from an Iranian strike detonated nearby. Submunitions are individual explosive components dispersed from a larger munition, designed to cover a wider area than a single warhead. In the wider attack, at least 5 people were injured. On April 4, 2026, a motorcyclist in Hanoi was crossing a railway crossing. At the time, the rider appeared to be distracted by a phone, placing him in a position of risk at the crossing. Railway crossing incidents involving distracted road users are a documented category in traffic safety records, with mobile phone use identified as a contributing factor in a proportion of such events.
Quay kín quá, đéo để hở ra, đéo thoát được.
Lên được rồi kìa, lên được rồi, lên được rồi.
Có 2 người thôi.
Còn mừng á.
On March 24, 2026, in Hanoi, Vietnam, 2 construction workers from a nearby site and other residents accessed a neighboring property and climbed to reach a burning structure. They broke through the metal roof. The breach released smoke from the building and opened an escape route for those inside. Breaching a roof during a structure fire can reduce smoke accumulation and create a ventilation path that improves condition for both trapped occupants and those conducting the rescue. 7 people were trapped inside the burning home. All 7 were brought out alive. No injuries were reported among those rescued. Anglo Angling Oregon is a YouTube channel known for raw fish footage from locations across the Pacific Northwest. The channel had been filming and posting content for over a decade before this shocking incident occurred. On December 30th, 2018, nothing could have prepared them for what was about to come next.
Hey! 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 Oh my God! Look out! Hey! 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 Oh my God! Look out!
One boat struck another during a trip being filmed by the channel. 3 people went overboard as a result of the collision. Boat collision incidents in Pacific Northwest coastal and river waters are documented in maritime safety records, and footage of such events is relatively uncommon given the conditions under which recreational fishing trips are typically filmed. Fragments of the footage had circulated online previously. The full recording had been kept private until this release, but the next clip is even more terrifying. An elderly woman in Cabaret fell from a private bus while attempting to disembark as it approached her stop. According to reports, the bus was traveling at high speed at the time, which may have contributed to her fall. She sustained critical injuries and did not survive. The incident has brought attention to a documented distinction in the local transport system. Many private buses operate without doors, while government-operated buses are fitted with automatic closing doors. The absence of doors on transit vehicles has been identified in transport safety literature as a fall risk factor during boarding and alighting. Residents are calling on transport authorities to investigate and take action. On June 27, 2025, TikTok creator Louis Balderas uploaded footage from a tour of his workplace. The clip opens with approximately 1 minute and 30 seconds of Louis moving through the building's halls. Empty corridors, creaking floors, dim lighting throughout. 3 anomalous events occur in sequence after that opening. The first takes place approximately 20 seconds in.
Temblando las piernas para subir. No, no mames. Algo se está moviendo ahí arriba. No mames. No mames, no mames, no mames. ¿Qué fue eso? No manches. No mames. ¿Qué fue eso? ¿Qué fue eso? ¿Qué fue eso? No mames.
A t-shirt moves rapidly across the room. No person is visible in the vicinity at the moment of movement. The footage captures this without explanation.
Miren aquí desde. No mames, no mames, no mames. ¿Qué fue eso?
Shortly after a second event occurs, an object falls from somewhere in the area above. The sound is audible on the recording. Louis's reaction to the sound is visible in the footage.
No mames, no mames. ¿Qué fue eso? No, no manches.
The third event involves the metal plate shifting position. At the moment of the shift, a dark shape is briefly visible at a corner of the frame. It disappears. Louis's response was immediate. He moved toward the exit and the recording ends at that point. Viewer response to the footage divides along 2 lines. Some viewers have proposed conventional explanations. A person positioned off camera could account for the object movements, and the combination of dim lighting and shadows could produce the visual impression of a figure at the corner. These explanations are attributed to viewers. Others find the footage more difficult to account for through those means, citing the sequencing of the 3 events and the nature of Louis's reaction as details that resist straightforward explanation. A portion of the viewer record includes the position that the footage was staged or edited for the purpose of generating engagement. That possibility has not been confirmed or eliminated. The specific detail that resists both explanations equally is a figure at the corner, present in one frame, absent in the next, in a location that the camera captures only briefly before Louis exits. Whether that transition was produced by staging, by conventional cause the footage does not reveal, or by something outside either category is what the recording leaves unresolved.
Ejército Mexicano, Batallón de Atención a Emergencias. ¿Cómo te llamas? Muy bien, Zapata. Venimos a tu ayuda. ¿Cómo te sientes? Bien. ¿Bien? Bien. Muy bien, Zapata. ¿Todo va a estar bien? Te vamos a sacar de aquí. ¿Tienes fe? ¿Tienes fe? Aquí estamos. ¿Está bien? Sí. Muy bien. Tranquilo. Ahorita te vamos a enseñar cómo usar el equipo de buceo para último salir de aquí. Muy bien, Zapata. ¿Cuál es tu nombre? Francisco Zapata Nájera. Francisco Zapata Nájera. Tranquilo, no te... Nos ayudó mucho la luz de guía. Muy bien.
Ya le descargó para arriba y todo.
¿Hasta dónde estaba el agua, Zapata?
Llegó hasta arriba, ya, hasta allá.
Muy bien.
Hasta donde aquella pilita que está ahí en la esquina. Allá arribita.
Ahí llegó el agua. Y tú le escarbaste, Zapata.
Sí.
Muy bien. Muy bien, gracias a Dios.
Sí, no, yo no perdí la fe, dije, sí.
Vamos a instalarle su equipo.
On March 25, 2026, a dam breach caused by structural failure flooded the Santa Fe mine in El Rosario. Of the 25 miners on site, 21 escaped. 4 were trapped. 5 days after the flooding, 1 miner was brought to the surface from a depth of approximately 1,000 feet. 13 days after the incident, rescuers located Francisco Zapata. He was found standing in waist-high water. Flooded mine conditions at depth create compounding rescue challenges. Reduced visibility, unstable passages, and water pressure can extend extraction timelines significantly. It took an additional 21 hours to bring him to surface. 1 miner was found deceased. 1 miner remains missing. On December 27, 2019, a large vessel entered the harbor at Simpson Bay Lagoon in St. Martin and scraped hard along the dockside. Onlookers were present as the incident occurred. Among them was a French woman whose frustration was audible in the footage. Water conditions at the time were calm. Docking incidents in busy harbor lagoons are documented in maritime insurance records as a frequent category of vessel damage, particularly during peak tourism season. On January 29, 2024, Jeff, the creator behind the YouTube channel Exploring Alabama, entered Talladega National Forest. His content typically involves metal detecting and exploring abandoned structures. That day, he had no specific objective. He walked the creek bed and narrated to his audience. Talladega National Forest covers more than 600 square miles. National parks collectively record approximately 4,500 search and rescue incidents per year, a figure that reflects the scale of recovery challenges across large forested terrain. Remote topography complicates search operations further, as steep terrain and dense canopy reduce both visibility and access for responding teams. While walking, Jeff found a bone partially protruding from the ground.
That is a human mandible.
His initial assessment was that it belonged to a deer. After digging it out, he concluded it was human, an identification of a kind he had not made before in his documented YouTube career. Additional bones were found in the same area during the same examination.
That is part of a human skull. I pulled it out. This is very disturbing to me. But I have spent enough time identifying deceased people by their dental records to know they did not have their molars removed, and we're all the way down to First, second, bicuspid, cuspid, and then lateral.
Jeff stopped and hiked out of the forest. He contacted Alabama police directly. He then returned to the location and guided investigators to the specific area where the remains had been found, a confirmed decision to prioritize notification over continued filming. Investigators recovered additional remains on site. Nicholas Turley had been reported missing the previous November. A gap of approximately 2 months separated his disappearance from the discovery of his remains. The bones were identified as his. 2 physical findings were documented at the scene. Nicholas had sustained a broken femur. A steep drop-off was present in the immediate area where the remains were located. Based on these findings, investigators attributed the following theory to the evidence. Nicholas had fallen, sustained the femur fracture in the fall, and died as a result of either his injuries or dehydration. This reconstruction is attributed to investigators and represents their working conclusion rather than a confirmed cause of death. Police found no signs of foul play. Jeff was personally affected by the discovery, and I don't blame him at all. As creepy as that was, this next clip takes it to a whole new level. A purity ring is a symbol of a commitment to remain sexually abstinent until marriage. In most documented contexts, these rings are presented to teenagers during church events. A video posted to TikTok showed a man named Patrick presenting a purity ring to his daughter Sarah in a manner that viewers describe as resembling a marriage proposal. He got down on one knee. Sarah was 20 years old at the time. The combination of the proposal-style presentation and Sarah's age placed the event outside the documented norm for how these rings are typically given.
I'm about to give Sarah a purity ring, but I'm going to do it in a very special way. I am actually going to make it look like a marriage proposal. Now don't get the wrong idea, it's not a marriage proposal. You're 20 years old.
Duh.
And most kids your age are not pure, have not remained pure.
Sad but true.
Well, I want to thank you for remaining pure.
Okay.
Okay? I want to give you something.
What?
I want to give you something.
Okay.
Okay?
What are you doing? What? What is this?
Okay. This ring will remain on your left ring finger until the day your husband puts another ring there in its place.
Okay.
As a sign that you will remain pure.
The account was named Just a Dad and His Ladybug, later renamed Dad and Daughter Dream Team. The video spread widely and almost immediately generated viewer concern. Among viewers, 2 specific concerns were raised: that the proposal-style presentation appeared overly possessive, and that Sarah appeared to live at home and be highly dependent on her father. Patrick and Sarah continued posting dance trends and lip-sync videos together, and viewer concern grew rather than diminished as the account's content accumulated. As their following increased, the volume of critical commentary in their comments increased proportionally. Patrick responded to the criticism by stating that viewers were reading too much into the situation and that he was acting as a good father.
Just the latest in a long line of comments that are saying stuff like this, and I want to thank you all so much for the love, and I love y'all guys too. I try to be a good dad, and the fact that people are saying I'm a good dad is really nice to hear. But really, it's easy with Sarah. We're almost exactly the same, so we work well together. And I want to thank you all for the great comments. I know there's still some comments out there that are saying, "Oh, this is a little off," or "blink 3 times if whatever." I don't care. These aren't going to affect us. They're not going to affect this channel. We're going to still bring you the dance trends that you love. We're going to still bring you the lip syncs that you love. So follow us and watch us grow and watch this channel just blow.
Sarah subsequently appeared in videos stating she was safe and that nothing inappropriate was occurring. Among some viewers, these reassurances increased rather than reduced their concerns.
So me and my family are out hiking right now, and we saw this comment and had to respond. But this is the last time I'm responding to comments like these. I post all the videos. I read every comment that you guys post. No, I don't need help. I'm perfectly fine. This is my father. We're doing dance trends and other trends on TikTok. There's absolutely nothing going on here. I don't need help. I'm fine. So just please stop commenting this stuff. I'm fine. You don't have to worry about me. I'm perfectly safe.
Viewers documented specific content observations. Patrick stood close to Sarah in videos and was seen placing his hands on her neck or shoulders. Sarah appeared visibly uneasy in certain clips.
And this is my dad, Patrick.
We love to dance together.
And lip sync.
And get a little crazy sometimes.
We do that normally.
You call me crazy?
If the shoe fits.
True. Anyway, we want to share that love with all of you.
One upload showed Sarah leaning over a bucket of water. Patrick held his hand on the back of her neck. He stroked her head during the same clip.
Just getting warmed up here.
Other clips show the two lip-syncing romantic songs while making sustained eye contact. Viewers described this as uncomfortable. The TikTok account was mass-reported and subsequently removed for inappropriate content. Reddit users established a community to investigate the situation. Members identified connections between Patrick, Sarah, and accounts posting explicit content. Among those accounts was one belonging to an AI persona named Ariella Brigman. Among all the accounts this persona followed, the near-exclusive focus was on Patrick and Sarah, a pattern that drew community attention to the account.
There's a rumor going around that my dad and I created an AI that made spicy content on OnlyFans. Their whole basis for this accusation is that this AI posted a song. I saw it on TikTok and I liked it, so I made a lip sync. I also followed the account in case they posted more music I liked. Excuse me for liking an AI song, but that does not prove that we were behind the account. As for the spicy content they allegedly posted, we would never post content like that. Hell, we don't even know how to use AI like that. The most we've done with AI is get a few name ideas for characters in our book. Well, there you go. I finally addressed what everyone wanted me to address. Thank you for boosting our account by nearly 600 followers in a single day. We do appreciate it so very much.
The Ariella Brigman account promoted a book titled Firebound Harmony. Community investigators later identified the book as having been written by Patrick and Sarah. Following this identification, the AI accounts were deleted. A separate account on a writing website was subsequently identified. Community members described it as containing disturbing themes. After users connected the account to Patrick, it was deleted. The identification and the deletion were two sequential confirmed events. The deletions are confirmed factual events. The connections that preceded them were identified by community investigators. Patrick and Sarah denied all accusations. Sarah stated they did not know how to use AI and characterized the accusations as false. Viewers noted that what appeared to be AI-generated artwork was visible on the cover of their published book. This observation is attributed to viewers, not confirmed independently. Patrick's wife Teresa appeared in a video in which she defended Patrick, describing him as a kind man who would not hurt anyone. She characterized the online response as an unfair attack on her husband and daughter, stating that the internet was targeting her family without justification.
I asked Sarah if I could use her channel to make this video. I've stayed quiet for a while now. I've watched the internet attack my daughter and my husband, and it's really pissing me off, but I stayed quiet. I am done staying quiet. What the hell is wrong with you people? I had to write a script to get this out so it doesn't seem so jumbled, and it doesn't help that I'm downright pissed off. My husband is the sweetest and kindest man. He would never hurt a fly, let alone his family. Come on, guys. If you ever met him and actually knew him, you would think so too. Now, because I choose not to be on camera, everybody thinks I'm forced not to be on camera. Bitch, nobody forces me to do anything. I don't like to be on camera a lot. Just because I'm a kind and caring person and have a sweet personality, it doesn't mean that I'm pushover or mentally delayed. As you can see, I have a tough side. If you mess with my family, you'll see more of it than you want to.
Teresa's statement is attributed to her directly. Viewers noted that Teresa appeared to be reading from something positioned behind the camera during the video. This observation is attributed to viewers. In 2025, the Dad and Daughter Dream Team account briefly returned. Backlash resumed almost immediately.
Incredible. I'm not that good. Alright guys, so that's it. So try this out for yourself. It's actually really good.
Yep.
So, yes, until next time. We're always hugging, holding hands, touching. This is the way our family operates. Now, a lot of people have said, I don't see you touch your wife like that much, or your son. Well, that's because they're not on camera all the time. We are.
Yeah.
I assure you that during the course of the day, I hug Hunter several times, my wife quite a lot. We are a family that loves to hug and touch and hold hands. I hold hands with my wife. I hold hands with Hunter.
I hold hands with Hunter, I hold hands with Mom, I hold hands with him.
This is how our family dynamic is. And honestly, the fact that so many people find it weird, it may be to you. And if that's your family dynamic, then fine. Some people said, I don't hold my dad's hand. Well, that's your business.
That's your choice. That's how we show our affection.
Sarah announced they would stop producing content together, stating the rumors had become too much. She framed her decision to continue independently as a constructive path forward rather than a withdrawal from content creation entirely.
Guys, here I am. I'm sorry to say, but the dream team is gone. We just couldn't post content together anymore knowing how people saw it, especially with the latest bull they're trying to spread. All the rumors are false, but there's nothing I can do. People are going to believe it, and I can't stop them, so we're done creating content together. So welcome to the new me. I'm going to fly solo from now on. Don't get me wrong, I still love my dad. He will always be my best friend and biggest fan, but I think flying on my own is best. So from now on, you'll only see me. I can't stop because I love creating videos, and honestly, I don't want to give these haters total victory. I'm gonna do some fun videos coming up, maybe not daily at first, but I'll get back to that. Give me a little time to get prepared. I hope everyone can be happy just seeing me and leave the rest of my family out of it because they're just not interested in dealing with it anymore. This will be a place for fun and entertainment, never any negative.
Sarah appears to have moved out and begun a more independent life. She continues to post content without her family. No confirmed updates exist regarding Patrick's current social media activity. The two confirmed account deletions, each occurring immediately after community members publicly identified a connection to Patrick and Sarah, are the most specific documented events in the record. Whether those deletions were a response to unwanted attention directed at unrelated accounts or a deliberate removal of material following identification is what the timing alone does not resolve. What do you think? Creepy? Or do you actually believe them? Let me know in the comments below. This happened in January 2024. A YouTuber operating under the name Josh the Intern hiked into the Pyrenees after locating a crash site on Google Maps. His content typically covers remote locations with a focus on undiscovered or overlooked places. The crash site was his intended destination that day. Before reaching it, he came across a structure that appeared to be inhabited. He diverted from his route to examine it. He was alone in a remote mountain environment. Abandoned or occupied structures in remote mountain terrain are occasionally documented by hikers, with contents ranging from emergency shelters to personal collections left by long-term occupants.
The was stunning and took me past some incredible views, but then I spotted something unusual just off the path. It seemed to be the ruins of an old building, so I headed in for a closer look. But this is when I discovered something quite terrifying.
Someone definitely lives here. There's canned food. Someone definitely lives here. Maybe not all the time, but often enough, which is crazy because this is really in ruins and in the middle of nowhere. Very creepy.
On entering, Josh encountered what his account described as a shrine-like arrangement. Photographs were distributed across the floor and surfaces of the walls, hundreds of them. The footage showed that all of the photographs appeared to depict only women and children. No other subjects were visible in the images. According to his account, he had not encountered anything resembling this during previous hikes.
Okay, this is really creepy. This is really creepy. There is photos of the same person up on the wall. Like this is a stalker's house or something. This is creepy. Oh, there's so many photos on the floor everywhere. This place is littered with the same photos of the same people. Look at all these photos. These are all photos of people. All photos of people on the floor. Tons of them. On the bed. I'm gonna get out of here. This is really creepy. I don't know why there's so many photos.
He exited the structure quickly. Before leaving the immediate area, he made an additional discovery just outside.
That is one of the creepiest things I've ever found while hiking. Someone is living in there, and I think someone is stalking people.
As I headed out of the building, I also found this smaller structure just by it, and inside there was a bed along with what appeared to be rope.
After leaving that house, I feel like I'm being watched. All of a sudden feels very quiet and eerie around here. There's something really strange going on in these mountains.
The source does not describe what that discovery was. Josh continued to the crash site and reached it. After descending from the mountain, Josh contacted police. He provided the coordinates of the structure along with all footage he had recorded. According to his subsequent update, he had not received any response from investigators as of that time. The structure has not been identified. The origin or purpose of the photographs has not been confirmed. The photograph showed only women and children, a specific and consistent subject across hundreds of images, found in a structure in a remote mountain location that appeared to be in use. Whether that specificity reflects a personal collection, a memorial arrangement, something with a more deliberate purpose, or something else entirely is what the footage does not establish, and what the absence of any investigative response is left without an answer. At a train station in Beni Suef Governorate, Egypt, a tuk-tuk became stuck on the railway tracks with passengers on board. Tuk-tuks are motorized three-wheeled vehicles common across parts of Africa and Asia. Their low ground clearance and narrow wheelbase make railway track crossings a documented hazard when the vehicle becomes lodged between the rails. The train station supervisor noticed the situation and moved quickly to the scene. He signaled to the approaching train to reduce its speed. That response created enough time for the occupants to be removed from the tuk-tuk and for the vehicle itself to be cleared from the tracks. The rescue was successful. No injuries were reported. On January 11, 2026, a woman posted a video to TikTok about a doll her younger sister had received as a Christmas gift. The doll was named Valeria. Valeria was battery-powered and designed to sing songs, deliver pre-recorded phrases, and respond to simple questions. Its standard audio output was playful and cheerful in tone, the baseline behavior of an interactive children's toy. While testing the doll's voice lines, one clip produced audio that did not match the rest. The recording contained what sounded like a real infant in extreme distress. The audio included loud wailing, sounds resembling coughing or choking, and sounds that resembled a baby crying out for its mother. The anomalous clip was accessed through the same interaction mechanism as the doll's cheerful phrases, meaning it occupied the same audio library as the toy's standard responses, making its presence in that sequence directly notable. The post gained significant online attention. Tracing the doll's origin proved difficult. Only a small number of online resellers referenced it, the majority based in Peru, and no manufacturer was clearly identified. Without a confirmed producer, basic product information, including who made the doll, when, and for which markets, remain unclear, and the audio source cannot be traced through standard channels. Multiple commenters stated they owned the same doll and reported that their units contained the identical recording. Two viewer theories circulated in response to the footage. Some viewers believe the audio originated from a known viral clip, specifically content that had previously circulated online depicting an infant in distress. Others speculated about origins of a more serious nature, suggesting the recording may have come from circumstances involving actual harm. Both theories are attributed to viewers. The source confirms no evidence supports either. A more probable explanation exists. though it remains unconfirmed. Consumer toy manufacturers commonly license stock audio libraries for voice and sound effects, and low-fidelity playback hardware can alter recordings in ways not present in the original source material. Under this account, the manufacturer may have incorporated a stock recording of a crying infant, and the doll speaker quality may have distorted the audio sufficiently to produce a result more alarming than the original recording. This explanation is presented here as a more realistic possibility. It has not been confirmed. No manufacturer has publicly identified itself as the producer of the Valeria doll. No source for the audio has been confirmed. The stock recording explanation would predict that a manufacturer exists, is aware of the audio, and has chosen not to address the public response to it. The absence of any manufacturer response is the detail that explanation does not fully account for, and it is the specific unresolved fact that neither the stock recording theory nor the viewer theories have yet resolved. This happened on November 8, 2025. Footage recorded by a user named Rose Honey Morgan at an undisclosed hiking trail in the United Kingdom showed a series of effigies scattered along the path. Rose was accompanied by her son and 2 dogs at the time.
Today, another thing that really pisses me off about my husband. Hang on. Are you seeing this? Fire, fine, you know, fine, whatever. That's not fine. Oh my fucking god. Oh, actual. I think the dog's gonna hear something. Am I overreacting? Or is that actually quite alarming?
Following that upload, Rose posted a second video.
Oh my actual god. Oh my actual god.
The footage is brief. Near the tree line, something appears to move partially into frame before stepping back out of view. An AI tool was used to estimate the distance between Rose and the tree line. The result was approximately 115 feet. Based on that estimate, the figure visible in the footage would measure roughly 7.5 feet in height. Both figures are derived from an AI estimation, not a confirmed measurement. 2 explanations circulated among viewers. Some commenters suggested the effigies along the trail may have functioned as offerings directed toward forest spirits. Others proposed the opposite, that the markings were protective in nature and may have been placed to shield those passing through. Both interpretations are attributed to viewers. The dog's behavior during the encounter was noted as unusual by those who observed the footage. The source does not identify what placed the effigies on the trail, what appeared near the tree line, or what connection, if any, exists between the 2 events. Both remain undescribed in the confirmed record. What do you think? A woman who works in home healthcare posted a video to TikTok describing what she characterized as the most frightening experience she had in that line of work. Her job involves staying overnight in clients' homes for consecutive days at a time. According to her account, the shift began without anything unusual. At some point during the night, something occurred that she states she cannot fully explain. The source does not describe what that experience was. She refers to it, but its content is not documented in the available record. She stated the experience remained with her after the shift ended.
I'm pretty sure this is going to be the last home healthcare video that I'll be making. I have to double check my book, but around that time I was always writing things down whenever they happen, but I'll have to double check and let you know. So let's get into it. So around this time, I was packing a bag about, 3 days, sometimes even 2 weeks, and I'll be going to these clients' houses. I was working for this home healthcare company. And so I packed the bag for the 24th, 25th, and 26th of December, and I was at this woman's house. Now, I had already been to her house months before. I had been there consistently for months, and nothing ever happened in her house. So here we are. This is a small house. We're up in the living room and we're dancing. She likes to dance. And so we're up there dancing, having a ball. And I noticed a lot of new decoration. I'm like, oh, you've been decorating? She's like, yeah, the other girl, whenever she's on shift, she helps me decorate. I'm like, cool. The doorbell rings. I go to the doorbell. I go to the door. I opened the door and it was my coworker, the woman that she was just talking about. And she brought this chair. And I'm like, you brought a chair? She was like, yeah, it's adding to our decoration. This is something that we like doing together. I'm like, okay, cool. That was sweet. So she brings the chair in. When she brought the chair in, she set it all the way at the end of the hall. And it had this painting that was over it. So I'm like, okay, that's sweet. So we continue our stuff. The lady leaves, we continue dancing, and then the woman wants to get in bed. So I put her in bed. Fast forward to after I put her in bed, I put the motion sensors down just in case she gets up. So the motion sensors started going crazy. And I looked at the camera and she's laying in bed. She's knocked out. So finally I stand up, and when I stand up to go check and peek my head around the corner, there's this dark figure sitting in the chair that my coworker had just brought into the house. Can't make out if it's a man or a woman just yet, but it was a very dark figure, and I heard stomping, but it didn't sound like feet. And then I look over and it has like this cane in its hand, just stomping it on the ground, on the floor. So finally I get up, I run over to my duffel bag, and I get my Bible out, and I get to praying. And it's just sitting there looking at me like, and I said, so you just not gonna go? Like, you just not gonna leave? So then once I started to get aggravated and I started to really like be really forceful with the words from the Bible, that's when it stood up and it walked into the bathroom, and then it walked back out. But when it walked back out the bathroom, it did this high jump in the air. Like, okay, what was that about? After it did that little high jump, that weird thing, it disappeared from in front of me. But I heard the motion sensor, so I walked over to the camera. And when I walked up to the camera, I see his face, yes, it was a he, in the camera, and he's pointing at my client. So, of course, I'm aggravated. I go back there and I flick the lights on. I didn't care if she was asleep. I was just worried because I know you ain't here for her. Not right now. Not right now. So then fast forward, I played it off to the woman like, oh, do you have to use the bathroom? I'm so sorry that I flicked the light on like that. And so she's like, oh, no, I'm okay. So she lays back down. Once I go back out to the living room, I get to praying. I get to like drawing crosses over all the doors, over all the windows. But next thing you know, I feel something walk behind me. And when I felt it, I turned around and he's right here in my face, like right here in my face. I almost dropped to the floor, y'all, but I couldn't do it because then he'd be thinking that he had one up on me. So that entire night, he would just randomly pop up in my face. He would randomly pop up on the sofa, or he would be sitting in that chair that my coworker brought. Now, this is the scariest part. The scariest part is the fact that right after he left up out of my client's room, I could hear her gasping for air like she needed me. And so I ran in there and I sat her up on the edge of the bed and I'm like, are you okay? And she said that she said, I'm not ready to go yet. I'm not ready to go. Now, all this time, she's never talked like this. And so I'm just like, you ain't got to go yet if you don't want to. I think what made me more nervous about it is the fact that it was a dark figure that came to collect her. At that point, I was just like, do you want to pray with me? We had never prayed together before, but in that moment, she wanted to pray. So we prayed, right? So fast forward to while we're praying, he just sat down. Like, I wait. So I think that scared me too, because what has this woman done in her life that is so terrible to have a dark figure come to collect her and take her somewhere, and not even a prayer can stop it, can stop her from going with him. Now, here's the even scarier part. I got a feeling to look outside. So I went ahead and I looked out the window. And when I looked out the window, there were two other dark figures standing on the sidewalk. That scared the crap out of me, because I know y'all better just be here for her. So I hear knocking on the door. Of course, I'm not answering it because I just looked out the window. I saw y'all out there. I'm not opening the door. And so the woman, she starts getting hysterical and she is like really going crazy. I'd never seen her like this before. And so do y'all know, like probably not even 24 hours after I left, that woman passed away. She passed away, and in my head, I felt so bad, but in my head, I was thinking like, oh my God, this family gonna think I'm the Grim Reaper.
Some healthcare overnight shifts involve extended solo periods in residential environments with terminally or critically ill clients, conditions that can affect perception and recollection in ways that are difficult to verify from outside the experience. The one confirmed external fact in this account is what followed. Less than 24 hours after her shift concluded, the client she had been caring for died. Viewer response to the video divided along two lines. Some attributed her reported experience to the effects of stress, exhaustion, or sleep deprivation, psychological explanations consistent with the conditions of overnight caregiving. Others accepted her account without those qualifications. Both positions are attributed to viewers. The client's death is the only detail in this account that exists outside her own report. It occurred within 24 hours of the shift during which she says something took place that she could not explain. Whether the timing of that death bears any relationship to what she reported experiencing, or whether the two facts are simply sequential, is the question the account does not answer. A remote learning class was taking place in Lebanon via Microsoft Teams. The class was conducted remotely because of active conflict. Attending in person posed direct risks to students and educators. Remote learning platforms have become a documented means of educational continuity in conflict zones, allowing instruction to continue when physical attendance is not safe.
Can you hear me, ladies?
Yes, I can.
Sarah, دكتور فينا نفكر وندق لها شو صاير؟
دكتور ضربوا عنا، أنا صار مضطرة بدي أظهر.
اوكي. يا
During the class, the audio captured the moment an airstrike hit a student's home. The screaming that followed was recorded in the platform's audio. According to those who posted the video, the student lost her mother as a direct result of the strike. That detail is attributed to the people who shared the footage and has not been independently confirmed. Daniel Larson created a TikTok account in 2020 and began documenting his daily life with minimal filtering. His posts covered his thoughts, frustrations, health struggles, and the goal of becoming a successful musician. The content was unpredictable, and that quality drew viewers over time. As clips spread, his audience grew. As attention increased, his online identity began blending with a sense of reality. His background included a difficult upbringing marked by instability in time and programs designed for young people facing emotional challenges. A period of relative stability followed when he lived with his grandmother, who provided consistent structure and support. Her death ended that period. In a documented pattern otherwise marked by instability, the structure and support she had provided represented a meaningful contrast to what came before and after. Without that support system, Daniel became more susceptible to influence from people he encountered online. His growing following attracted viewers with varied intentions. Some impersonated music managers, record labels, and industry professionals. Daniel engaged with these accounts and trusted that they represented genuine opportunities for his music career. Many were trolls who used that trust to encourage him to say or do things for their entertainment. This pattern is documented across multiple interactions, though individual intent was not confirmed in each case. His live streams during this period showed emotional breakdowns. He stated he was being targeted, claimed he was under attack, and reacted to circumstances that viewers watching in real time could not fully assess. These statements are attributed to his own accounts during live streams. The moments themselves spread widely, placing personal and private experiences into broad public circulation. His living situation became progressively less stable. He moved between arrangements and stayed at times with caretakers who attempted to provide structure. Conflicts followed many of these arrangements. Some of the situations were recorded by Daniel and posted online. Periods of homelessness followed. He documented portions of this time in public settings. Restaurants, train stations, and city streets appeared in his content. By 2022 and 2023, a pattern had established itself. Live streams, public incidents, confrontations with businesses or authorities during filming, and subsequent videos in which Daniel offered his account of what had occurred. Online communities organized around following and interacting with him. Within those communities, some participants made genuine attempts to provide assistance. Others deliberately provoked him using fabricated identities. Both documented behaviors shaped the environment around him. The cycle that emerged had a consistent structure. Personal difficulties became public content. The attention that content generated produced further instability, and new incidents brought renewed attention. Each component fed the next. Documented stabilization attempts by caretakers during this period did not interrupt the cycle. Each effort was followed by further instability rather than a sustained break in the pattern. That cycle is a confirmed structure of its documented online history. Whether it was primarily driven by the conditions of Daniel's own life, by the documented behavior of the audiences engaging with him, or by the design of a platform that surfaces and amplifies high engagement content, regardless of the circumstances producing it, the record does not isolate any single cause, and the question of which factor carries the most weight remains unresolved. Residents of a remote village found a cow in poor condition and decided to transport it to a veterinary clinic. The village had no practical vehicle access, leaving manual transport as the available option. In communities without road access, carrying livestock to veterinary care is a documented practice. The absence of infrastructure makes it the only viable route. The residents carried the cow themselves. During the journey, they crossed a wooden bridge. The combined weight caused the bridge to collapse. No one suffered major injuries. The residents continued after the collapse and reached the veterinary clinic with a cow. On July 1st, 2025, Emily, a DoorDash delivery driver, posted a clip to TikTok from a late-night delivery. The footage shows 5 sequential events. Emily approaches an apartment door. The door opens slowly. No person is visible behind it. A voice from inside the apartment tells her to come in. Emily refuses, stating she's not permitted to enter a customer's residence.
Hello?
Hello?
I have your DoorDash order.
Can you put it on the stool, please?
I'm not really supposed to come into houses.
It's just inside the door.
It doesn't really matter how far it is. I'm not supposed to.
Please? It would make it easier for me.
It's just kind of, can't you just come to the door? It's just kind of a safety hazard for me to come in the house.
No, I can't come to the door. Can you put it on the stool? It's easy, it's just inside.
I'll just leave it here. I'm not allowed to come inside, and I will not come inside.
Come on, it's not hard.
Yeah, no.
The person inside continues to press the request. When Emily declines further, the person begins swearing at her. She places the order at the door and walks away. Emily later explained that she had been recording before she reached the door. According to her attributed statement, filming deliveries at night is a safety practice she follows routinely, and she noted that many drivers do the same. Delivery drivers filming nighttime drop-offs is a documented safety practice used to provide evidence in the event of disputes or incidents at the point of delivery. Her explanation was offered in direct response to viewer questions about why the recording had started before the door event. 3 distinct positions emerged among the viewers following the clip's spread. The first involved the folklore reference. Some viewers noted that the voice heard inside sounded similar to Emily's own voice. This observation generated speculation about a mimic, a creature from oral tradition said to replicate voices as a means of drawing people toward it. This interpretation is attributed to viewers and is not presented here as a narrator's characterization. The second position held by skeptical viewers was that a person inside the apartment had deliberately attempted to lure Emily into entering. Under this reading, the door opening and the insistent invitation were intentional rather than anomalous. The third position was that the clip was staged for the purpose of generating online engagement. This interpretation is also attributed to viewers. Emily's safety filming explanation directly addressed the concern raised by some viewers about the pre-door recording. Her account does not address the other 2 positions. The footage contains one detail that none of the 3 viewer positions fully resolves on its own. The door opened and no person was visible behind it at the moment it did. The lure attempt explanation requires that someone was present at the door, but the footage does not show them. The staging explanation requires deliberate construction, but what mechanism produced the door movement without a visible operator is not accounted for in that framing either. Whether the absence of a visible person behind the door reflects a camera angle limitation, a person positioned outside the frame, a mechanical or structural cause, or something the footage does not account for, is what the recording does not establish. The door opened, the space behind it as captured appeared empty, and what those 2 confirmed observations do and do not establish about what was on the other side of that door is the question the footage leaves open. Near the Farardis Air Base in Karaj, Iran, a man recorded footage from inside his moving car while strikes were taking place in the area. The strikes were described as intense.
my face! Yeah, my face! Yeah, my face! تمام شیشه ها خورد شدن.
The shockwave from an explosion shattered the car's windows during the recording. The man's reaction to the impact was captured in the footage. Explosive shockwaves travel as pressure waves through air and can shatter glass at significant distances from the point of detonation, depending on explosive yield and proximity. Ignoring safety regulations can lead to tragedy, which was the case in this clip. A vessel took on more passengers in weight than its rated capacity. The excess load caused it to give way. Vessel load ratings established the maximum safe combination of passenger count and cargo weight. Exceeding that threshold reduces freeboard and stability, increasing the risk of capsizing even when water conditions are calm. Dashcam footage from a truck traveling in Turkey at night documents a documented robbery tactic. Individuals position themselves in the road, appearing to need assistance, then use that situation to trap and rob the driver.
Allah kurtardı. Onaydı hala. Onaydı cicdilla. Sadiq onaydı dedim ben.
Truck driving carries occupational risks beyond the physical demands of transporting heavy goods. Situations like the one captured here represent a separate category of documented hazard. The false distress roadblock is a recognized highway robbery method reported across multiple countries, with commercial vehicle drivers traveling at night on isolated roads identified as a primary target. Take a look at what transpires in this next terrifying encounter.
Hey, how's it going? You pretty bad, huh?
Yeah, I'm waiting for a friend.
You're waiting for a friend?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't need a ride anywhere or anything?
No, I got a friend. I'm waiting for it.
Okay, so you're all good?
Yeah.
Sure, we can give you a ride somewhere if you want to.
I saw it. I got a company. Oh, but I'm waiting for a friend.
Okay. All right, that's fine. Okay, so we're just wondering if we could fly you somewhere.
A helicopter crew flying over a muddy, dry riverbed spotted a car stuck in the mud below. They landed to conduct a welfare check. Welfare checks conducted by aerial crews on stranded vehicles in remote terrain are a documented practice when ground access is limited and the occupant status is unknown. The driver declined the offer of assistance. In October 2014, KZ Sanders was bow hunting alone in a remote wooded area when he heard a yell from somewhere in the distance. He looked toward the sound and saw a man standing in a creek, holding a walking stick moving in his direction. The man was not wearing any clothing. KZ was alone. He was in a remote section of woods with no one nearby, a location and circumstance that defined the conditions under which the encounter unfolded. The following footage was recorded during that encounter.
Here, you know this is a hunter, and I'm a little confused. This is my land. I'm here with weapons, and somebody's standing in my creek naked. I mean, I'm not gonna shoot you, but you're. What? Are you alone? If I see somebody else, this will not be good. What? Show? What kind of show? Do you know what it was called? You don't know what it was called? Where? You don't know where your clothes are? Nobody's with you. I mean, you gotta look at it from my standpoint. Hang on a minute, man. Hang on a minute. I got something to eat for you. Just don't do nothing stupid right now.
Holy crap. Casey provided a full account of what happened in his video description. I showed up to my stand to hunt, and I hear someone yell. I look down to find a man standing in the creek holding a walking stick with not a stitch of clothing on him. Claimed he had been beaten up by some guys at Tomorrowland, then dropped off in the woods after they stripped him of everything. He spent days trying to find water. Then he stuck to the creek once he found it. He recalled his number, and I got in touch with somebody to come get him. By far the craziest hunting story I'll ever have. Let me know what you make of this, and let's move on to this next disturbing clip. Body cam footage from Florida recorded in 2025 shows an officer in foot pursuit of a suspect. A police canine was deployed during the chase.
Police! Stop! Hey! Ow! 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 Come on! Ow! Ah!
Dog engaged the officer rather than the suspect. Some viewers attributed this to the officer having moved into the canine's path. That explanation is attributed to viewers and has not been confirmed. Canine deployment in foot pursuit situations requires clear visual separation between the dog and other officers, as dogs track movement and proximity rather than identity. You won't believe the way this passenger reacted. Watch and see for yourself. Two people were traveling along a remote road in South America when a second car sped past them and braked hard directly in front of their vehicle, blocking the road. Sudden roadblocks on remote roads in certain regions are a documented pattern associated with vehicle interception, and the response decision typically occurs within seconds. Before the blocking car had fully stopped, the footage shows the passenger with his hand already positioned on the door. He exited the vehicle, the driver reversed hard and left the scene. What happened to the passenger after that point is not established. The outcome of the interaction is not confirmed in the available record. Working overseas is tough but important. This video displays why I have high respect for such workers. Large cargo ships are built to handle rough seas, but waves striking from the side produce hard rolling motion. Each successive wave can push the vessel further over, building on the previous roll. What prevents capsizing is a ship's natural stability. As a vessel leans, the submerged portion of the hull shifts outward on the leaning side. That shift generates a restoring force, an upward push that works to return the ship to an upright position. As the hull submerges further on the leaning side, the center of buoyancy moves southward, and it is this displacement that produces the righting movement. Two conditions can compromise this mechanism: cargo shifting inside the vessel or water entering the hull. As long as neither occurs, the righting force continues to function. In the footage, the vessel rolled significantly. It did not capsize. On Tuesday, April 28, 2026, at approximately 11:40 in the morning, Fort Worth police officer Edward Zapata, a member of the department's civilian response unit, was investigating a burglary call at a home in the 3500 block of Juliet Lane. What began as a routine property crime investigation quickly turned into a violent ambush. According to investigators, while Officer Zapata was focused on the burglary call, a man later identified as 39-year-old Angel Cantu was positioned across the street from the residence. Authorities say Cantu was armed with a handgun and, without warning, opened fire in the officer's direction.
You have the video of that, or maybe I could get a plate or something off that, or at least a description of the vehicle. Yeah, take your time.
Oh, God, what the f was that? Oh,
Get down, get over here. Come here. CRU 122, need officers at my location, just took a shot to the face. If I can get an officer over here now. CRU 122, need an officer. Got one male with long hair. Still shooting. Another shot just came. Get in the house.
During the gunfire, Officer Zapata was injured when fragments of shrapnel struck him in the left eye. Despite being wounded, he was able to radio for help and alert other officers that shots had been fired.
He's still aiming. Yeah, I got hit in the eye. I've been hit in the eye. I need assistance now. I've been hit in the eye.
I think I get feedback. Can't understand what you're saying.
Oh my God. Don't worry. Everything's gonna be okay.
Agent is 352.
Come on.
Okay.
I need to get there.
14, I'm en route.
Fort Worth officers rushed to the area within moments. When backup units arrived, investigators say Cantu was still at the scene and again fired at responding officers. Officers returned fire as the situation escalated into an active armed confrontation in the middle of the neighborhood.
121 on Live CRU 122. I'm in the vehicle.
Hey, CR 121, I'm hit in the face. He got me in the eye, he got me in the left eye. Hey, he's not wearing a shirt. He's got black trousers on, he's got long hair. He's got corner house with a white Suburban. I'm coming.
Somebody please come
If the channel's not closed, please close it. Close it out.
Herman.
Somebody please come help me. I think he's on me in the truck. He's behind a bush.
Drop the gun! Shots fired. Black male with the rifle at the corner. He's retreated back into the house.
After exchanging gunfire with the police, Cantu ran back inside his residence. Officers watched as he moved through the home before eventually fleeing out the back door. He then jumped over a fence and disappeared into the surrounding neighborhood.
He's retreated back into the house.
Your incident has been updated.
He's pointing the rifle at me. He's pointing the rifle at me. I don't have a clear shot. Mexican coming unit, I need a rifle. He just shut the garage. Hey, we need to develop a plan to get the CRU guy. Garage is open again. At the garage. He's at the garage. He's got a rifle. Back up and get cover. Shots fired, shots fired. Hold on. I'm moving. Hold on. Get cover. Got it.
My dude, it's closed. I don't want to get on there.
Where's he at? I don't know. He's back behind his car with the tarp. Somebody started laying down fire. I've already shot him. I saw him on the other side point at me. Yeah, he had a point at me. Frank 510, start me SWAT every unit you got. I got a black male with a rifle. We've got multiple shots fired. Okay. We need it.
Avoid which way we need to come in.
Come right off of Riverside. You'll see our cars. We're going to have to move north, and we're also going to have to move west to get this containment.
Unit hit, so we can let them go.
Yeah, EMS is asking for a place to clear.
I'm moving. Watch.
CRU 121, this is 122. I'm in the victim's house. Time now.
I'm across the street now. I still don't have eyes on him.
With an armed suspect on the run, officers immediately began setting up a perimeter around the area. Additional units responded to assist, and officers searched Cantu's residence, but he was not found inside. Search expanded. Police moved through the nearby streets, yards, and wooded areas, attempting to track him down. Because of the ongoing danger, authorities took extra safety precautions throughout the neighborhood. Several schools in the area were placed on lockdown while officers searched for the suspect. Residents nearby were also notified through social media and other emergency alerts, advising them to stay indoors, lock their doors, and report anything suspicious. For several hours, officers continued combing through the area, maintaining the perimeter and checking possible hiding spots. The search finally came to an end later that afternoon at approximately 5:40 p.m. Nearly 6 hours after the initial shooting, officers located Cantu as he emerged from a wooded area near Riverside and Brittany Place. He was taken into custody without further gunfire or additional injuries. Authorities also recovered a firearm nearby that investigators believe was a weapon used during the attack on Officer Zapata and the later exchange with responding officers. Officer Zapata was transported to a local hospital following the shooting, where he received treatment for the injury to his eye. Officials later confirmed that he has since been released from the hospital, but he is expected to undergo another surgery to remove additional shrapnel from his eye. Thankfully, no other officers or members of the public were reported injured during the incident. What began as a burglary investigation quickly turned into an hours-long manhunt after an officer was ambushed in broad daylight. The incident forced an entire neighborhood into lockdown and left one officer seriously injured, while investigators continue piecing together what led to such a sudden and violent attack. Check out this disturbing CCTV footage captured inside a school bus. The school bus had come to a stop in Crockett County, Tennessee, when it was suddenly passed by a semi-truck without any warning. When it comes to school buses that are halted, it is really frustrating to see how many individuals simply do not care about them. Pretty much every single day I'm confronted with it. On February 7, 2016, the cruise ship Anthem of the Seas departed Cape Liberty, New Jersey, bound for the Bahamas with more than 4,500 passengers and crew on board. The planned route took the vessel southeast along the U.S. East Coast and into the Atlantic. As the ship moved into open water, a storm system was developing in its path. Winds intensified to near hurricane strength. Waves reportedly climbed to 30 feet or more, striking the vessel head-on. The open Atlantic offered no shelter from the storm. The ship was fully exposed as conditions continued to build. The storm system had been forming ahead of the ship's route as it moved southeast. The vessel was already committed to open water when conditions deteriorated. Inside the vessel, the effects of the storm were documented in real time. The ship pitched and rolled sharply. Loose objects slid across surfaces. Ceiling panels tore free from their mountings and came down into passenger areas. Water entered the interior through breached openings as the hull absorbed the wave impacts. Passenger footage captured the extent of the interior disruption. Corridors affected by the motion, dining rooms with visible damage, and passengers struggling to stay upright as the vessel moved through the storm.
That's crazy, like we turned hard. Damn, that's just really turning here. No, there's no way it stays one direction. Now we're going back.
The crew instructed passengers to remain in their cabins throughout the storm. Separately, the ship's navigational response included reducing speed and altering course where conditions permitted. Throughout the storm, the Anthem of the Seas remained afloat and structurally intact. The voyage was cut short. The ship returned to New Jersey days later.
Okay, it's about 8:30, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours since the storm. And our balcony still full of water. Our room, look at that. This is our room. And they're telling us we're just supposed to jump into bed. So I'm not sure. You can see, you can hear it. It's completely soaking wet. No word of what we're supposed to do, how they're going to help us. Nothing from Royal Caribbean.
The passenger footage shows the interior of the vessel during the storm. Ceiling panels down, water inside, dining areas damaged, while the confirmed record establishes that the hull held and the ship returned to port under its own power. With the footage captured inside and with its structural outcome confirmed outside do not appear to contradict each other, but they do raise a specific question. At what point does documented interior damage to a vessel in storm conditions represent a threshold the footage alone cannot measure? As crazy as that was, this next clip is even crazier. Keep watching. The CCTV footage recorded from a waterside restaurant in Nan Province, Thailand, dates back many years. It shows an approximately 80-meter or 262-foot barge approaching a bridge.
ด้านซ้ายอ่ะมันไปทางนู้นไหนตรงกลางนั่นโดนแล้วโอ้ยหล่นแล้วโอ้ยเกือบไปที่เลยอ่ะโอ้นิ่งกว่าในหนังอีกนะเนี่ยภาพสโลว์เดี๋ยวเอาเถอะร้องใส่ด้วย
Rather than passing under the bridge, the barge struck it. The bridge collapsed. The impact brought the entire structure down. According to the operator, the engine shut off and the rudder stopped working. Loss of engine power and rudder control on a vessel of that length removes the ability to steer or arrest forward momentum, making collision with a fixed structure difficult to prevent. The barge then struck the bridge pillar. No injuries or fatalities were reported. On the morning of Saturday, April 11, 2026, at approximately 9:38 a.m., two NYPD detectives were stationed on the mezzanine level serving the 4, 5, 6, and 7 subway lines when an ordinary shift suddenly turned into a life-threatening emergency. Detective Ryan Giuffre and his partner, Detective Anthony Moneta, were standing near the mezzanine when a civilian rushed up to them and urgently reported that a man on one of the trains was armed with a machete and threatening people. The detectives immediately moved toward the staircase leading down to the platform to investigate. As they approached, they encountered a civilian who appeared to be injured, confirming that the situation was already violent and actively unfolding. Moments later, the detectives came face to face with a suspect, later identified as 44-year-old Anthony Griffin. According to investigators, Griffin was walking up the staircase toward them with a machete in his right hand.
He just got
Put that down. Put it 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 down. 412 Central. 412 Central. Central. 412 Central.
412 proceed.
Seeing the weapon, Detective Giuffre immediately began issuing loud verbal commands, repeatedly ordering Griffin to drop it. Authorities say Griffin ignored those commands and instead turned around, heading back down the staircase toward the train platform while still holding the machete. Rather than let an armed suspect disappear back into a crowded subway platform, Detectives Giuffre and Moneta followed him downstairs. Once on the platform, the detectives confronted Griffin again. Over and over, they ordered him to drop the machete and surrender peacefully, but investigators say Griffin refused. Instead of complying, Griffin continued moving unpredictably across the platform. At times, he moved away from the detectives, and at other times, he moved directly toward them, still holding the blade in his right hand. Witnesses described Griffin as shouting erratically during the confrontation, creating an even more chaotic and dangerous scene for everyone nearby.
Sir, stay here. Stay here. Let me get an 85 northbound. The platform, the 7 train platform. Male with a knife. Male with a knife. Get down! Get down! No! Put it down! Put it down! Put it down, please! Sir! Put it down! Put it down! Put it down!
The situation reached a breaking point when Griffin suddenly moved toward Detective Giuffre with the machete still raised. The blade pointed outward in the detective's direction. With the distance closing and the threat becoming immediate, Detective Giuffre fired 2 rounds from his service weapon.
Put it down! Yeah, I got you. Get down! Put it down! Put it down! Put it down! I am Lucifer! Gentlemen, I am really... I got
Shots fired, Central. Shots fired, Central. Put it down. Put it down. Put it down. Put it down.
Drop the fucking knife. Dude, drop the fucking knife now. Drop the fucking knife. Drop the fucking knife. Drop the knife. Nobody wants to shoot you. Drop the fucking knife. Drop it. Listen, get on the ground, please. Get on the fucking ground. Get on the fucking ground. Nobody wants to hurt you. We can talk about it. Get down. Get down. I don't want to be here. Get down. Dude, I'm not going to ask you again. Please. Please. Please.
Put it down.
Get down.
Put it down, please.
No. Stop.
Put it down.
Stop.
Put it down.
Stop. Stop. Watch cross. We're not doing it. We're not doing it. Get down.
No.
We're going to get you help. We're going to get you help. Stop. Cuff him. Cuff him. Cuff him.
Griffin was struck and fell to the platform. Officers quickly moved in, secured the machete, and took him into custody. Emergency medical crews were called, and Griffin was transported by ambulance to NYC Health Plus Hospitals/Bellevue, where he was later pronounced dead. As investigators reviewed what happened, they discovered that before his confrontation with the detectives, Griffin had already attacked multiple civilians inside the subway system. Authorities confirmed that 3 separate victims had been slashed with a machete before police made contact with them. All 3 victims suffered serious physical injuries but survived the attack. Both Detective Giuffre and Detective Manetto were wearing department-issued body cameras at the time of the incident, and officials confirmed both cameras were activated throughout the encounter. What began as a routine patrol in one of the busiest transit systems in the country quickly turned into a violent confrontation involving an armed suspect, multiple injured civilians, and a deadly use of force encounter underground. Investigators continue reviewing body camera footage, witness statements, and station surveillance video as part of the standard investigation. At an offshore wind farm in Ireland, a 126-ton turbine was apparently undergoing routine maintenance in 2021 when the hook carrying it malfunctioned. The turbine fell into the sea. The wreckage later washed ashore. Offshore wind turbine components are among the heaviest single pieces of equipment handled in marine construction, requiring specialized lifting equipment and precise load management. The financial cost of the incident has not been confirmed. Estimates place the damage at over $1 million, though that figure is not sourced from an official assessment. This video is sure to blow you away. When explosives are detonated in a long confined space, like a tunnel, the blast does not reach all points at the same moment. The shock wave travels through air at approximately the speed of sound, around 343 meters per second in normal temperatures. Inside a tunnel where the air is warmer and under greater pressure, that speed is somewhat higher than the baseline figure. The confined geometry of the tunnel matters because it prevents a shock wave from dispersing radially as it would in open air, meaning the pressure front retains more energy over distance than it would in an unconfined environment. When a charge is detonated several hundred meters from workers, there is a measurable delay before the pressure front arrives at their position. Henrique Gross is a paranormal enthusiast based in Brazil who collects dolls with a stated preference for specimens he considers unusual or unsettling. He recently purchased a doll from an antique shop. He lives alone. For several consecutive nights after acquiring the new doll, Henrique reported hearing unexplained noises coming from the room where his collection is kept. On one of those nights, when the sounds returned, he recorded with his phone. The footage captured a dark shape slowly becoming visible from behind one of the dolls. Henrique left the house and spent the remainder of that night at a friend's residence. The following morning he returned. The room was quiet. The doll was positioned exactly as he had left it. Among viewers who watched the footage, two connected interpretations circulated. Many attributed the disturbances to the recently acquired doll specifically. Some interpreted the dark shape in the recording as something associated with the doll making its presence visible. Both positions are attributed to viewers. The noises Henrique reported preceded the visual event in the footage by several nights. The recording captured a shape emerging from behind one of the dolls in the same room during the same period of reported audio anomalies. Whether the noises in the visual event share a common cause, whether the visual event has an explanation independent of the noises, or whether the two are unrelated is the question the sequence raises and the footage does not resolve. In the early morning hours of October 21, 2025, just after 1 a.m., officers with the Jersey City Police Department Street Crimes Unit were patrolling near Bergen Avenue and Virginia Avenue when they noticed a man whose behavior immediately drew their attention. According to investigators, the man, later identified as 27-year-old Deshaun Rogers, was walking northbound in Bergen Avenue when officers observed what appeared to be a noticeable bulge in his clothing, leading them to believe he may be armed. Two officers traveling in an unmarked police vehicle pulled to the side of the road ahead of Rogers in an attempt to make contact. Authorities say that as soon as the vehicle stopped, the situation escalated without warning. Investigators say Rogers immediately pulled out a firearm and fired a shot before turning and running southbound down Bergen Avenue. The officers in that first unmarked vehicle did not return fire. As Rogers ran, a second police vehicle carrying additional members of the Street Crimes Unit moved into position nearby. Officer Lance Jackson exited from the passenger side of that vehicle as Rogers continued fleeing southbound. According to investigators, Officer Jackson then discharged his service weapon, striking Rogers.
What the f***? Lance, you good? What? Lance, you good? I'm good. We got shot fired at cops. You good? You good? Everybody good? You good, man? You good? We're on the count. Oh, shit. What the hell? Start a bus. I got the gun right here. I got one gun recovered. Start a bus. Got it, Lance? Liz, where are you? Lance, stay there, bro. Street Crimes, just shot fired. Liz! Relax. Start car. What? So you good? I'm good. Yeah. Y'all good? Yeah. What the f***? Lance, you good? What the f***? Lance, you good? I'm good. We got shot fired at cops. You good? You good? Everybody good? You good, man? You good? We're on the count. Oh, shit. What the hell? Start a bus. I got the gun right here. I got one gun recovered. Start a bus. Got it, Lee?
Rogers fell to the ground and officers quickly moved in to secure the firearm and take control of the scene.
Street Crimes, just shot fired. Liz! Relax. Start car. What? So you good? I'm good. Yeah. Y'all good? Yeah.
What the f***? I'm good. Everybody good?
We good. We're all accounted for.
Shots. Oh, shit. What the hell? I got the gun right here.
Got it lit?
Street comes, we got shots fired, we got a gun recovered. Yeah, I'm good.
Jersey City Police. Shit. You good? You good now?
Everybody good?
We're good. We're all accounted for.
Emergency medical aid was provided at the scene before Rogers was transported to a nearby hospital in Jersey City. Despite life-saving efforts, he was pronounced dead at approximately 1:44 a.m. Authorities later confirmed that a firearm was recovered at the scene. As with all officer-involved shootings in New Jersey, the incident was subject to an independent review as investigators worked to reconstruct exactly how the confrontation unfolded. What began as officers attempting to investigate suspicious behavior quickly turned into a fast-moving armed encounter in the middle of the street, ending in a deadly use of force incident within seconds. You have to maintain your center of weight when working on a scaffold. While repairing the tarp on the truck, this employee leans far too much over the edge. He falls to the earth once his center of gravity moves past his feet. On Monday, April 13, 2026, what started as a homicide investigation quickly escalated into a violent chain of events that ended in a police shooting later that same day. Earlier that day, officers were investigating a homicide that had taken place near 7th and Mitchell. During the course of that investigation, authorities identified a vehicle believed to be connected to the killing. That vehicle was then circulated to officers as something to watch for. As the afternoon unfolded, the situation intensified. The same vehicle tied to the homicide was later linked to a separate incident involving gunfire near the 1700 block on North 35th Street. At that point, police were no longer just looking for a suspect vehicle connected to a past crime. They were now dealing with an active and potentially dangerous situation involving recent gunfire. At approximately 4:47 p.m., officers located the vehicle and attempted to initiate a traffic stop. Instead of pulling over, the driver sped away, leading officers in a pursuit through city streets. Authorities later identified the driver as 31-year-old Nicholas Myslowski. The pursuit continued until Myslowski lost control of the vehicle and crashed on South 35th Street near West National Avenue. What happened next unfolded rapidly. After the crash, Myslowski exited the vehicle and, according to police, immediately opened fire in the direction of responding officers. Faced with an active threat, multiple officers returned fire.
Crash. He crashed. Oh, he hit his car pretty good. Oh, he's losing control. He's crashing. Control. Crash. Get more spots. 1050.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Please, we have shots fired.
Shots fired!
Car pretty good. He's losing control. Crash. Get more squads. 1050.
Get out! Shots fired! Shots fired!
Hey! Get on the ground! His hands are up! Get down! Are you okay? Are you okay? Get back. Are you okay? Anyone else in the car? Okay, get out, get out, get out, get out. Get back. Medical going. Turn over. Secure that pistol. Secure the pistol.
Get him, get him, get him, get him. Everybody okay? Check yourself. Everyone check yourself.
He crashed.
He hit his car pretty good.
Oh,
He's losing control.
he's crashing.
Crash, 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 crash. Need more spots. 1050, 1050.
Oh shit! Shots fired!
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Shots fired! Hands! Hands! Get him up! Hands! Get him up! Police! Police! Hands! Get him up! Don't move! Hands! Check. Hey, are all you guys okay? Are you guys okay? Hey, check on everyone. Hey, is anyone hit? Are you guys all okay? Are you okay? Hey, call medical.
Maslowski was struck during the exchange. Officers quickly moved in, secured the scene, and recovered firearms from his possession. Authorities confirmed that he wasn't the only person inside the suspect vehicle at the time of the shooting. Despite the gunfire, no officers or bystanders were hit during the exchange. However, there was another individual involved in the crash itself. A 34-year-old person who was impacted during the collision was transported to a hospital with injuries that were not considered life-threatening. Maslowski was also transported to hospital following the shooting, but despite medical efforts, he later died from his injuries. As investigators began piecing everything together, they confirmed that Maslowski had been recently released from prison in December after serving time for a burglary conviction. His connection to the earlier homicide and the subsequent shots fired incident remains part of the broader investigation. What began as a search for a vehicle tied to homicide quickly escalated into a high-speed pursuit and ultimately a deadly confrontation. The sequence of events highlights how rapidly situations can evolve when suspects choose to flee and engage with violence, turning an already serious investigation into an immediate and dangerous encounter. In Mexico City, a truck carrying approximately 49,500 liters of liquefied petroleum gas lost control near a highway overpass. It flipped. The tank ruptured. A large white cloud of escaping gas formed rapidly at ground level. Liquefied petroleum gas, released from a ruptured tanker, forms a dense vapor cloud that can travel significant distances before reaching an ignition source, making the resulting fireball larger than the point of rupture. The cloud ignited, producing towering flames. Cars and people in the vicinity were trapped. Multiple vehicles burned out. The explosion caused serious injuries. The casualty count was heavy. On the night of January 20th, 2026, just after 9:15 p.m., Baltimore police received a 911 call reporting a dangerous situation unfolding in the city. A caller told dispatchers that a man was actively threatening someone with a firearm in the area of the 6800 block of Bank Street. The caller also provided a physical description, giving officers something specific to look for as units began moving into the neighborhood. Patrol officers arrived and started canvassing the surrounding streets, scanning for anyone matching the description. location. A short time later, officers spotted a man who matched the description riding a bicycle along Eastern Avenue near the I-95 corridor. Police moved in and attempted to stop him. According to investigators, what began as an attempted detention quickly escalated. The man did not comply, and a brief pursuit followed, ending in a physical confrontation between the suspect and responding officers.
Why are you trying to grab me? Stop. What I do? Stop. Oh, stop it. Stop. I ain't getting nothing. Get off of me, stop, bro. Stop. No, get off of me. What the you grabbing me for, bro? I'm scared. I got his hands. I got his hands. Listen. Oh, hey, shots fired. Shots fired. We got him. Hey, get his hands. I got his hands. Listen. Oh, shots fired. Shots fired. Stop. Shots fired.
During the struggle, authorities say the man produced a handgun. In the chaos of the moment, the weapon was fired. Faced with an immediate deadly threat at close range, multiple officers discharged their service weapons. The exchange of gunfire ended within seconds, but the outcome was already decided. The suspect, later identified as 40-year-old Jamal MYUU of Baltimore, was struck during the shooting. Officers on scene immediately shifted from confrontation to emergency response. They moved in, secured the weapon, and began rendering medical aid. Body-worn cameras and radio traffic indicate that officers attempted life-saving measures while waiting for paramedics to arrive. Despite those efforts, MYUU was pronounced dead at the scene. No officers were physically injured in the incident. A firearm was recovered nearby and taken into evidence as part of the investigation. Events like this unfold fast and leave little room for hesitation. What starts as a single emergency call can turn into a life-or-death encounter in moments. Investigators now face the task of reconstructing the timeline step by step, from the original threat report to the attempted stop to the struggle and finally the shots fired. Because this was a police-involved shooting, the case did not remain solely with the local department. Under Maryland law, incidents like this are automatically reviewed by the Maryland Attorney General's Independent Investigations Division. That team is responsible for examining the evidence, interviewing witnesses, reviewing body camera footage, and determining whether the use of force was legally justified. The shooting is recorded as Baltimore's third police-involved shooting of the year, adding to a growing file of critical incidents already under review. For the neighborhood where it happened, the night ended with flashing lights, blocked streets, and unanswered questions. For investigators, it marked the beginning of a detailed and mandatory independent review process that will determine exactly how and why the confrontation turned deadly. Thanks for watching. Stay vigilant, friends.